Have you ever thought your muscles get weaker simply because you're getting older? Most people believe that. But here's the truth. Age itself isn't the real enemy. There's a silent thief working behind the scenes, slowly robbing your body of strength. And it's far more dangerous than you think. Over the years here in the US, I've met countless patients who walked into my office convinced that losing muscle is just part of aging. Yet when we looked closer, the real cause was something very different, and frankly, surprising. Some folks believe eating more meat, drinking milk, and exercising is enough to protect their muscles. Others shrug it off, thinking weakness is just natural and can't be avoided. But after more than 20 years of studying this problem and treating patients, I can confidently tell you, both of those ideas are incomplete. Relying only on protein shakes or workouts means you're missing a critical piece of the puzzle. And that missing piece is what makes the biggest difference as we move past 50, 60, and beyond. Here's what I want you to know. The way you start your morning could become the golden key to keeping your legs strong, your balance steady, and your independence intact. A single smart breakfast choice can change the way your body uses fuel, repairs muscle tissue, and even helps you move through your day with more energy. Imagine climbing stairs without your knees giving out, or standing up without needing to hold on to something. That kind of strength starts sooner, and more simply, than you might realize. And stay with me, because at the very end of this video, I'm going to reveal a secret most doctors never tell their patients, not because they're hiding it, but because even in medical circles, it rarely gets the spotlight it deserves. Yet this hidden factor can determine whether your muscles stay strong well into your later years. Believe me, you don't want to miss this part. And to make it easy, I've added timestamps and notes in the video description. That way you can jump back to any section you want, or rewatch the parts that matter most when you're ready to put this into practice tomorrow morning. Before we dive into the solution, you need to understand the real enemy. It's not simply age. The true culprit has a name: sarcopenia. That's the scientific term for muscle loss that creeps in as the years go by. Think of it like a silent thief. Every year it sneaks in and steals 1 to 2% of your strength without you even realizing it. By the time most people notice, that thief has already taken a lot. Here in the US, studies show nearly 45% of adults over 65 are dealing with significant muscle loss. That's almost half, which means if it's not you, it could be your spouse, a sibling, or even a close friend. And the scary part? It doesn't always start with something dramatic. Sometimes it's as simple as needing an extra second to stand up from your chair, or finding your legs feel tired after a short walk that used to be effortless. If you've ever caught yourself holding onto the railing a little tighter, or pausing halfway up the stairs, that's your body waving a red flag. It's not just getting older. It's your muscles quietly telling you they're slipping away. And if we don't address it, that slow decline can snowball into falls, loss of independence, and even bigger health problems down the road. But here's the hopeful part. Once you know this enemy exists, you can fight back. And the way to start is simpler than most people think. First on our list may sound simple, but don't let that fool you. Beetroot paired with avocado is far more powerful than it looks. This humble duo works like a natural upgrade for your body, especially as you get older. Let's start with beetroot. It's not just a bright red vegetable that stains your cutting board. Inside, it's loaded with nitrates, compounds that help your blood vessels relax and widen. Imagine your blood vessels as little garden hoses. Over time, those hoses can stiffen, making it harder for blood to flow through. Beetroot is like turning the faucet open, letting the water run more freely. The result? Better circulation, more oxygen reaching your muscles, and less strain on your heart. And this isn't just theory. Research published in the journal Hypertension showed that people who drank beetroot juice had lower blood pressure and improved oxygen delivery to their muscles. That's huge, because the more oxygen your muscles get, the better they perform, whether it's climbing stairs, walking around the block, or even just standing up without feeling wobbly. Now, let's talk about avocado. If beetroot is the flow in this equation, avocado is the shield. Rich in healthy fats, potassium, and antioxidants, it calms inflammation and supports your arteries from the inside out. You know that stiffness in your legs after sitting for too long? Or that slow recovery after a walk? That's often inflammation whispering in the background. Avocado steps in like a gentle protector, soothing those signals so your body can recover and move more easily. Together, beetroot and avocado make an unexpectedly powerful breakfast duo. One boosts circulation, the other reduces inflammation. It's like having one friend clear the road while the other builds guardrails to keep you safe. And here's the best part. They're easy to work into your morning routine. You don't need a complicated recipe or hours in the kitchen. You can juice beetroot and sip it first thing in the morning. Or, if juice isn't your style, slice some roasted beetroot and toss it into a salad. Then add half an avocado on top of your sandwich, or blend it into a smoothie for creaminess without the guilt. I've had patients tell me they felt more energized throughout the day after making just this one change. Here's a simple idea. Toast a slice of whole grain bread, spread on avocado, and layer it with thin slices of beetroot. Sprinkle a little sea salt and lemon juice, and you've got yourself a nutrient-packed breakfast that tastes way better than it sounds. And think about this. If something so small, so simple, can already open your blood vessels and calm your body from the inside, what happens when we keep stacking these foods? The benefits don't just add up, they multiply. So before you think, all right, beetroot and avocado are enough, let me stop you right there. Because the next food we'll cover doesn't just fuel your muscles, it also protects your brain. And when it comes to aging well, that combination takes things to an entirely new level. Moving up our list. This next food may look tiny, but don't underestimate it. Blueberries, paired with creamy Greek yogurt, pack an anti-aging punch that goes way beyond their size. They're like nature's little guardians, protecting both your body and your mind in ways you might never expect. Let's start with blueberries. Their deep purple-blue color comes from a compound called anthocyanins, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. Think of antioxidants as tiny bodyguards working around the clock to protect your cells from damage. Over time, stress, pollution, and even normal metabolism create free radicals, little sparks that wear down your tissues. Blueberries step in to calm those sparks before they spread, helping your blood vessels stay flexible and your nerve cells stay sharp. Now, this isn't just feel-good marketing. The science is impressive. Researchers at Harvard followed more than 16,000 women for years and found that those who ate blueberries regularly slowed down their cognitive decline by up to 25%. Imagine that. Just a handful of these little berries a few times a week could mean the difference between struggling with memory in your 70s versus staying clear and engaged well into your 80s and beyond. And here's where it gets even better. Pairing blueberries with Greek yogurt makes the benefits multiply. Greek yogurt brings protein and probiotics, a combination that supports your muscles and your gut. The protein feeds your body the building blocks it needs to repair tissue, while probiotics support digestion and reduce inflammation. Together, it's like fuel plus maintenance. Blueberries protect, while yogurt rebuilds. I've had patients here in the US who made one small switch in their morning routine. Instead of reaching for a muffin or processed snack, they grabbed a bowl of blueberries with Greek yogurt. Within a few weeks, many of them noticed they didn't feel that mid-morning crash anymore. Some told me they felt lighter, less bloated, and surprisingly more alert during the day. One woman in her late 60s said she no longer needed her usual second cup of coffee because her energy lasted naturally until lunchtime. That's the quiet power of these foods working together. And the beauty is, it doesn't take much effort. No complicated recipes, no long prep times. Just grab a handful of blueberries, drop them into a cup of Greek yogurt, and you've got a breakfast ready in under 5 minutes. It's portable too. Perfect if you're heading out the door or want something quick after a morning walk. Think of it this way. Every spoonful is doing double duty. You're not only satisfying your hunger but also protecting your blood vessels, keeping your nerves resilient, and giving your brain the nutrients it craves to stay sharp. It's a simple, everyday habit that pays dividends you'll feel in both your body and your mind. And while this combination is already incredibly powerful, don't think we've reached the peak yet. Because the next food on our list is the ultimate night warrior, the one that can actually transform how your body recovers and rebuilds while you sleep. Our final food. And honestly, this one shines brighter than the rest. Salmon isn't just a piece of fish. It's a powerhouse for your muscles, your brain, and even your energy. If the first two foods we talked about are the supporting cast, salmon is the star of the show. What makes salmon so special? Let's start with omega-3 fatty acids. These are the healthy fats your body can't produce on its own, but desperately needs. Think of your muscles as a fortress wall. Every day, tiny cracks appear from stress, age, and daily wear. Omega-3s are like the nighttime repair crew, working while you rest to patch those cracks, reinforce the structure, and make the wall even stronger than before. That's why people who regularly eat salmon often notice better recovery, less soreness, and stronger performance, even in their later years. And the science backs this up. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that omega-3s boosted muscle protein synthesis, the actual process of building and repairing muscle, by 34% in older adults. That's huge. We're not talking about bodybuilders here. We're talking about everyday people in their 60s and 70s who simply wanted to walk, climb stairs, and stay independent. Imagine what a 34% improvement means for someone who struggles just getting out of a chair. It's life-changing. But omega-3 isn't the only thing salmon brings to the table. It's also rich in B vitamins, which play a critical role in turning the food you eat into usable energy. If you've ever felt drained halfway through the day, it might not just be lack of sleep. It could be your body struggling to convert fuel into energy efficiently. Salmon helps bridge that gap, giving you steady, reliable energy without the crash. And of course, salmon is loaded with high-quality protein. Not all protein is created equal. The protein in salmon is highly digestible and packed with the amino acids your muscles crave. Think of it as premium building material for your body, the kind that doesn't just stack up, but actually strengthens the foundation. Now let's talk about how to enjoy it. The good news is you don't need to eat salmon every day to see the benefits. 2 to 3 servings a week is enough. You can keep it simple. A fillet seared in olive oil with a squeeze of lemon, paired with some vegetables. Or go for something quick. Smoked salmon on whole grain bread, with a little cream cheese makes for a delicious breakfast sandwich. Even canned salmon mixed into a salad can give you those same powerful nutrients without breaking the bank. I've seen patients who added salmon to their weekly routine, and within a few months noticed they weren't as stiff in the mornings. One man in his 70s told me he was finally able to return to his weekend bike rides because his recovery time was cut in half. That's the kind of real-world difference these omega-3s can make. So yes, salmon truly is the superstar here. It repairs, it fuels, and it strengthens, all while keeping your body resilient against the wear and tear of aging. But here's the thing. Knowing just these 3 foods, as powerful as they are, still isn't enough. Because behind them lies a hidden factor that almost no one talks about. Yet it's the key that determines whether your muscles can actually use all these nutrients to their full potential. And that's exactly what I'm going to reveal next. When it comes to breakfast, a lot of older adults fall into habits that seem harmless but quietly work against their health. Let's talk about the most common mistakes I see in my patients, and why they matter more than you might think. The first mistake is starting the day with just coffee and something sweet, like a muffin or pastry. I get it. It feels quick and satisfying. But here's the problem. That combo sends your blood sugars soaring, only to crash a couple of hours later. That's when you feel shaky, drained, or in need of another cup of coffee. Over time, those spikes and crashes wear your body down, leaving you more tired and more vulnerable to inflammation. I've had patients tell me they thought their morning fatigue was just old age. But once they swapped out that sugary start, their energy turned around almost immediately. The second mistake is leaning too heavily on red meat and skipping the plants. Maybe it's bacon every morning or a big steak from last night's leftovers. Sure, it gives you protein, but too much red meat and not enough vegetables can actually fuel inflammation. And inflammation is the quiet fire that stiffens your joints, slows recovery, and makes you feel older than you are. Without the balancing power of antioxidants from fruits and vegetables, your body ends up in defense mode all the time. And the third mistake might be the most damaging of all: skipping breakfast entirely. Some people think they're saving calories or giving their digestion a rest, but especially in older adults, skipping that first meal can accelerate muscle loss. Remember, your muscles need steady fuel and building blocks. When you go too long without them, your body starts breaking down its own tissue to keep you going. That's the opposite of what we want as we age. So what's the better way? It's not about complicated recipes or expensive supplements. The secret is in balance, combining protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants in every breakfast. Protein gives your muscles the raw materials to stay strong. Healthy fats, like those from avocado or nuts, keep your brain sharp and your energy steady. And antioxidants from fruits or colorful vegetables fight the silent damage that builds up over time. Picture this: a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with blueberries and a sprinkle of walnuts. In less than 5 minutes, you've got protein, healthy fat, and antioxidants all in one. Or maybe avocado toast with sliced tomato and a side of scrambled eggs. Simple, satisfying, and so much better for your long-term health than a pastry and coffee. These aren't special occasion meals. They're everyday choices you can repeat without stress. And here's the inspiring part: real change doesn't come from a giant overhaul or a strict diet that feels impossible to keep. It comes from small, repeated choices, one breakfast at a time. Choosing the balance of protein, fat, and antioxidants each morning is like giving yourself a free daily medicine, one with no side effects, only benefits. So when you think about it, the power isn't in what you give up, but in what you choose to add. A handful of berries here, a slice of avocado there, a scoop of yogurt or a piece of salmon. Those small steps, repeated day after day, build a foundation of strength that lasts. Breakfast, when done right, becomes more than just a meal. It becomes a ritual of self-care, a quiet gift to your future self. So let's take a moment to look back at what we've uncovered together. 3 simple yet powerful foods. Beetroot, the little root that wakes up your circulation and keeps blood flowing strong. Blueberries, tiny but mighty, protecting your brain and blood vessels with every bite. And salmon, rich with omega-3s and protein, quietly repairing and rebuilding your muscles while you rest. And of course, we can't forget one more key piece: avoiding those all-too-common breakfast mistakes that can steal your energy and accelerate muscle loss. When you put all of this together, it paints a hopeful picture. Growing older doesn't mean slowing down or losing strength. In fact, it can be a season where you choose to live smarter, nourish yourself better, and give your body the care it deserves. Muscle strength isn't just about looking good. It's about independence, confidence, and the freedom to keep doing the things you love. And that journey really does begin with the simplest step: the meal you choose to start your day. I like to think of it this way: aging isn't the end of the story. It's an invitation to rewrite how you want to live the next chapter. Every small change, every mindful choice, builds a stronger foundation. Tomorrow's breakfast could be the beginning of a new habit that keeps you healthier and more energized for years to come. If today's video gave you some clarity or inspiration, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, so you won't miss more science-backed practical health tips made simple. And I'd love to hear from you too. What's your go-to breakfast? Share it in the comments below. Your idea might just inspire someone else watching.